We started, just two of us, in 2006 with the sole aim and purpose of enabling the creation of more woods, which could not otherwise proceed without the benefit of some additional finance to allow them to get started. Well, we're here today because I've been very fortunate to be able to introduce Andrew of Utility Warehouse and Keith Powell, representing the Bryn Arw Commoners Association, to bring this project to fruition. So Keith's big dream was this new forest on Bryn Arw, but it's an expensive thing to do, and there are good grants available from the Welsh Government, but not quite sufficient to bring this into being without additional finance, which is absolutely critical to the project going ahead.
But can I pause us for a second? If my dad was here, he would be saying what I would give for an acre of that. I mean, that is the most fabulous forest soil.
The Woodland Carbon Code is the code of good practice, which we were instrumental in getting it started, and the Forestry Commission own it and manage it. And that exists to provide clarity, consistency and confidence to the sellers and the buyers of the carbon credits, that there's a kind of standard of best practice, and there's a lot of aspects of value it conveys, but most importantly is the principle of additionality, which we consider almost sacred. And that's what means and can demonstrate that the project was not going to go ahead unless it got the additional finance. As an order of magnitude, it's almost double the total area of broadleaf trees that were planted last year in Wales. So it's highly significant, and it'll be a flagship project, I hope, for other Welsh farmers to take note of and, decide to do their own bit. So public access will be much improved, and being a common, it's open access area anyway, so all can come, everybody welcome. It will look like a forest in about 10 years. And in about 15 years, you get to what we call canopy closure, when the trees sort of knit together. And at that stage, they're about that thick. And at that stage also, by year 15, when we do our second verification inspection, as required by the Woodland Carbon Code, you actually can measure and quite accurately assess the amount of carbon that has been locked up. You can't do that until you get to this canopy closure stage. Well, it's a sessile oak. There are two kinds of oak native to England. The sessile is that particular one, which is particularly native to this part, and it's a companion to the other sessile oaks which are growing in the neighbouring forest, so it's absolutely genetically suitable to this area, and it was grown from seed collected in the Welsh Marches and grown by a nursery not very far from here, so it's very much a local tree. Well, I would say God bless this forest and those whose brainchild it was, and all those who will plant it and enjoy it for 100 years and more to come.